but not the least contestant, is a young man with a charming smile who will not leave you cold-hearted. He has chosen a philosophical topic for his speech, which can only be expressed in Latin. It is esse quam videri. For those who have missed Latin classes, and I don't mean dentists, the translation is to be but not to see. Please meet Levon.
Imagine this situation. Three gorgeous blondes are in the elevator, and the elevator suddenly stops, and the lights go out. So they're trying to solve the problems using their cell phones, calling them, but eventually the phones are out too. Fellow Toastmasters, dear chairman, I'm definitely sure that every man sitting in here would like to be among the adults in the moment. Unfortunately, they're alone. After a few hours of trying, and with no help in sight, one girl is addressing to three others and says, "You know what? I have an idea. Let's get together and call for help together." The others won't say, "Of course, the idea is great." So in that elevator, they stay in the round, inhale deeply, and start to cry. Together! Some girls sitting here, except for blondes, of course, will tell me that the blondes were young in that situation. But believe me, they were not. They were great. I love them. They were good because they behaved naturally. They didn't play. They didn't pretend somebody. They were what they were. They did what they normally do. And that is great. Because normally, when we show up in different places, people are playing different roles. Starting from one role of a top manager, when the secretary is sitting next to the big boss study, and ending with many other roles. I'll tell you one thing. Recently I've been to one club. It is vodka bar. Okay. I've come there and I have done a marketing analysis that the audience can be divided into 5 groups of people. The first group are hookers who pretend to be decent girls. Like this. Like this. This is moral. The second group of people were decent girls who pretended hookers. I don't know why. But it works for me, of course. And the third group of people were the young managers or clerks from multinational companies that come to the club in the suits and the ties, and they behave like oligarchs, wearing the fake watches, smoking cheap cigars from kiosks, and drinking whiskey, the cheapest one, Red Label. And the fourth group of people are true oligarchs with the suntan and shabby jeans that pretend to be clubbers. The fifth group of people are the clubbers. They don't pretend, they just look for free beer. And I will tell you one thing. I used to be one of them someday. If you guess, of course I wasn't a girl someday. And I wasn't a hooker. So I'm not an oligarch yet, but I was that young guy, young clerk from a multinational company that used to go to the clubs and pretend that oligarch. So I remember once upon a time I would come to the club with my corporate car wearing the fake watches Frank Muller, the cost of original of which is around $40,000. And I was sitting at the bar, smoking that cheap cigar for 10 hryvnia, drinking whiskey, And there was another gentleman sitting next to him. And he was staring at me. Actually, he was staring at my watches. And then he fronted up to me and said, "I'm very sorry," he was a foreigner. He said, "I'm very sorry, young gentleman, but could you please tell me, by what car can you come here?" I said, "Of course, it's Operator." You know what? I will tell you one thing. You either change your car or change your watches. Ladies and gentlemen, never boast, never pretend too much. You are what you are, and this is great. You have to understand that you are unique, just like everyone else. You have to keep your personality, because I know some people go boasting all the time. While LinkedIn, they're saying that I'm traveling to Amsterdam, I'm traveling this and there. Whenever they show up to you, they say, "Oh, I have such an influential friends from newly elected officials from the city that has been mentioned in the previous speech." Of course, I've done it. And understand that boasting kills. Don't pretend, be yourself, otherwise boasting too much can serve a bad service, and this shows the other story. When 3 old women were sitting, we call them babushka, they were sitting on the bench of the multi-story building, and one of them was saying, "You know what? I have a great-grandson who is a very famous politician. He's very rich and famous, but he's also very generous. So he bought his friend a cottage in Konchazaska." Wow, saying it's really great. And the second babushka is boasting. She said, "You know what? And my grandson, he's also very famous. He's a great businessman. And at the same time, he's also very generous. So he bought his friend a Rolls Royce." The third babushka, after a while, says, "You know what? I have also a grandson. And he is gay. But he has such good friends that one bought him cottage in Konchazaska." Ladies and gentlemen, don't pretend, be yourself, find your own voice, and you will come to your biggest achievement. Mr. Toastmaster.